hey guys, it's Shox. 2024 is actually finished, and which means that HLTV Awards is just around the corner. We're gonna have the top 20 best players of 2024. So we already started to get some, but what about the top 10? The top 10 players of 24. I actually got mine. I did my top 10, so I'm gonna show you right now how it looks like. Let me know what you think about that. First, we're gonna have Spinks from Team Vitality as my number 10 player in 2024. Why do I think he's actually the 10th? Well, Vitality won Cologne, right? Which is like one of the biggest events of the years that you want to win. So of course he got a lot of points because of that. More than that, when you look at the event, he was actually performing really well in Cologne, as he's averaging a 1.16 rating during the event, which means he actually helped Vitality and his team to leave the trophy, which I think is really important. More than that, Spinks is averaging a 1.12 rating in big events in 2024, and as you can see, he was really consistent all over the year. So because of that, I pick him as a number 10. Number 9, I pick Malbs. Yeah, I know, maybe you might be surprised, but actually when I was starting to look at him, I mean, that guy is a beast, honestly. It was so a good pickup from G2 that was amazing, and he's doing fantastic well. Why do I put him number 9 and over Spinks? Mainly because he actually won 2 events, while Spinks only won 1. And it was 2 big events, which are Blast Premier World Final in 2024 and Blast Premier Fall Final. So he actually got 2 trophies, which in this type of events was averaging 1.13 and a 1.10 rating, which is nice. We also know that he's an entry fragger, and he's also doing a lot of damage, and he got a lot of impact during the games. So averaging these numbers with the position he's playing is definitely not an easy task for anyone. Plus, he's averaging a 1.13 rating in big events in 2024. So which means like in big events all over the year, he was definitely one of the strongest pieces of G2. So thank you, Malbs, for that year. Honestly, I didn't know you. Now I know you, and I'm really looking forward to see you play more in 2025. Number 8, Wonderful. That's my pick from Navi. Definitely, when I was looking at all the players, I was not really expecting him. Me to pick him at the top 10. But when you look at more in depth, because we kind of forgot how Navi was good during the first season of 2024. Yes, it was a rough end of the year for them. But the first 6 months, they were actually like definitely just the best team in the world, for sure. And so you have to remember that that guy with Navi won IEM Rio 2024. They won ESL Pro League Season 20. They won the EWC, and they also won the major in Copenhagen. So it's like that's really like 4 big events, which in these events, actually Wonderful was 112 in Rio. He was 117 in Pro League. He was 126 in World Cup. He didn't do like the base major, but still it's a major. It's really hard, right? And he still managed like to win it with his team. He's averaging a 1.11 rating in big events in 2024. So I put him like 8 over Malbs and Spinks because he actually won more trophy with his team, which I think it's really important. You might be one of the strongest players in the world, or you might be really good as an individual. I think that makes the difference at the end of the day is how much are you able to make your team win, you know? Because if you win trophies, it means that besides number, you are definitely bringing something, and you are definitely helping your team to lift trophies. If you are really good but not winning trophies, that it might be because something is missing. Plus, of course, still Navi did a final at Cologne. They did a final at Springfall. Like, they had a really insane year. So for me, it's kind of normal to put Wonderful at number 8. Number 7, I'm picking Niko Kovac. I'm kind of sad to pick him as the 7th place because I really like the player. And I hope he will be higher. But, I mean, what's actually makes impossible for him, in my opinion, to go further is that they only won 2 events with G2 that year. Even if it was like big ones. I mean, they won 3, with also IEM Dallas. But you will see that there are players that actually step won more and stepped more in a way, because like the level in 2024, we had like so much good individuals. That being said, I mean, Never 7 is pretty good. And when you look at him, where they won G2, he was like 117 in Blast Premier World Final. He was 117 as well in the Fall Final. And he was actually 118 in IEM Dallas. He's also one of the players that he's averaging a really good rating in big events. In 2024, he's averaging a 1.16 rating, which means like in big matches, in big events, you can always count on Nico. He will always be there. He was really consistent all over the year. It was definitely a really nice year for Nico. I mean, he still managed to win 3 events. Unfortunately, he didn't have any MVPs as well. So because there were always like players that were better than him. So it was an insane year. But I think that there are players that were maybe like better in 2024. Talking about a player with more impact, I'm actually picking Beat as my top 6. Mainly, of course, because of the Natus Vincere run in 2024. Of course, you have to pick like Navi players with how much they were dominant in the first 6 months. So they won like 4 big events. He also was MVP at the EWC 2024. He's averaging on all this one event by Navi 116, 116, 130 where he was MVP. And he didn't do like a best of the majors. That's why he can't go really higher, I would say. But he still won the major. And when you win the major, I mean, of course, you're gonna earn some points. He was really consistent all over the year. He's getting like a 1.11 rating on big events in 2024. So yes, it's not as much as Nico, for example. But for me, it's just because like he won more with Navi. Because the gap is really close, right? It's a really close gap between Beat and Nico and even like every players. But I put Beat over him, over Nico, and as top 6. Mainly because he won 1 more event than Nico and he won a major while having like kinda the same statistic and kinda the same impacts all over the year. Number 5, Shio. He did an insane year with Spirit. They won the Perfect World Shanghai Major. They won Bedboom Dasha Belgrade Season 2. They won the Blast Premier Spring Final. They won Katowice at the beginning of the year. Plus, no, he didn't get any MVP, but he actually got a lot of trophies. And more than that, like, look how consistent he was all over the year, okay? He got only a negative rating because of Cologne, because they ended up in the group stage, because it was already like bad showing for Spirit. He played only 4 maps, you know? So you can't really take that in consideration. It was just like a failed event for them, I would say. But besides that, even when Spirit is winning, he might not get the MVP because there is Donk in the team, okay? But in the major, he's averaging a 1.14. Belgrade Bedboom, 135. We got Blast Premier Spring Final, 123. Katowice 124, and all over the year he's putting like really good numbers. He actually got 1.15 rating in big events in 2024. So yeah, 4 wins during the year, 1 major winner, big rating in big events, really consistent all over the year. Definitely a top 5. Number 4, Justinas GL Lekavicius. Even if he was not showing the best of himself at the end of the year, especially also because Navi was having some trouble, you can't forget what he actually brings to the table during the first half of the season. It was actually incredible. All the win from Navi, as we already said before, which was like a lot of big events, even with a major, he actually managed to get 2 MVPs, one at the ESL Pro League, and he was the MVP at the major. He's averaging a 1.12 rating on big events in 2024. And as you can see, like when they are winning, GL is here. 116, 114, 119 at the major. And where is the last one? I think it was and Pro League 128, where he was also MVP. So I would say that he could actually be probably in the top 3 if Navi managed to do a better end of the season. Unfortunately, it was not the case. It was really hard, as you can see at the end. But let's not forget the first 6 months of the year, where he actually won 4 big events. He got 2 MVPs and he got an MVP major. And an MVP major is like something huge, you know. It's the best, it's the biggest event of the year, where there's the best teams playing together with a lot of pressure. So of course, being the MVP of the major while winning it is gonna earn you a lot of points. So yeah, GL. Close, but not cigar for the top 3. And look over the ends of the year. Let's see how 2025 is gonna look up for him. We're gonna look into the top 3 now. Number 3! I have to put my dear friend Mathieu ZywOo Herbo for the number 3. I actually really thought that he was second, but after checking all in details his year compared to you will see, actually, I think he will actually deserve to be the third one. So, of course, Mathieu had an insane year, but the problem is Vitality won only one event. They won only one Cologne, only one event. It was Cologne, so it's big, but it's only one event. He still got 2 MVPs, Pro League Season 19, and of course MVP at Cologne, which actually grant him a lot of points. Okay, about events, all of green, all big numbers. He's averaging a 1.32 rating in big events. As you can see, before, even the really nice players, the best players, they were averaging maybe like 115, 116 for Nico. Here we are going into the top 3. ZywOo is 1.32 in big events. It's actually really crazy. Got 2 MVP during that year. And yeah, I mean, he was just a beast all over the year. Like, you can't really blame him for anything. Like, he was just really good everywhere, every time, in every event. But besides that, even with that, Vitality didn't manage actually to win more events. And I think that because of that, it's actually gonna not making him into the top 2. Unfortunately, he did his best. Look at ESL Pro League. I mean, he's averaging a 1.55 rating in 14 maps. He's MVP, but he's still losing. What can you do? So I'm sad, but let's see why. Let's see the top 2 right now. I'm picking Ilya, Monesy, Osipov as top 2 for 2024 for different reasons. Compared to ZywOo, he actually won 3 events. He won Dallas 2024. He won Blast Premier 4 Final. He won Blast Premier World Final. He actually got 3 MVP. The 3 events that G2 won in 2024, he was MVP of each of these events. And that's actually insane. It just proves how much he's impacting G2 to win. You know, Blast World Final, 135 MVP. Fall Final, 129 MVP. Dallas, 132 MVP. So yes, overall, I mean, if you look at the rating all over the year, ZywOo got a higher rating than Monesy. Yes, but still, in big events, as I told you, ZywOo was 132, which is insane. Monesy is still 126, which is still insane. 126 is still insane. But he won 3 trophies, not 1, 3 trophies, and he's MVP of each of the 3 trophies. Because of that, because of this impact with his G2 team, I think that even if in terms of statistics he's a bit lower than ZywOo, I think because he won more and he was more impactful in the win of his team and he managed to actually get more trophies with them, I think he should be number 2. And that's my top 1 for 2024, but I believe it's actually be the top 1 for a lot of people and probably you as well at home, guys. Donc, what can you do? Seriously, what can you do? I mean, winning Katowice 2024, winning Blast Premier Spring Final 2024, winning Bedboom Dasha, winning the major, but more than that, MVP of Katowice 2024, MVP of Bedboom, MVP of Blast Premier Spring Final, MVP of another Bedboom, MVP of the major, averaging, I don't remember, like, that's actually insane, 137 in 2024. Remember, he's not an MVP. He didn't even got an MVP, he only got a rifle. And he's really aggressive. We never saw that before. So he got 3 big wins, okay? He got 5 MVPs. He was MVP into the major. He's 1.33 in big events, which is higher than ZywOo. while he still failed at Cologne with Spirit and didn't have a good AWC, for example, with his team. But besides that, he's still above. Like, do we need to say more? He actually break all the records. Most ace in the major. Younger player to actually won a major. Younger MVP of a major. Biggest rating into a major. 149, guys. 149. When we are talking about MVPs in event, even at big events, we're talking about 120, 125. For example, GL was the MVP of the first major in Copenhagen. You remember? Okay. GL at the major, his MVP was 119. 119 his MVP. Donkey's 149. Like, it's just mind-blowing. There is nothing to say besides just thank you, Donk, because it's just so beautiful to see someone new just popping up and destroying everyone. It's actually insane. So here was my top 10, guys. From 1 to 10, Donk, Monesy, ZywOo, GL, Shiro, Beat, Nico, Wonderful, Malbs, Spinks. Let me know what you think about that. Tell me if you agree or not. If you have other picks, soon we will actually get the results, and I'm actually really excited because I think there is a lot of different places in the ranking that you could arguably maybe change because it's so close. Let's enjoy the HLTV Awards, sponsored by SkinClub.